Ayun.
So let me, ayan. Okay. All right. So in this case, I'm showing you now. Ayan. Let's quickly review what we have done 2 weeks ago. Nung pinag-usapan natin, we were able to define what is a probability space. Ang probability space, it's actually three things. It's a collection of, first, yung tinatawag nating sample space, meaning all possible outcomes ng isang experiment or ng isang event. Tapos, you consider all the subsets that you can come up with. Ang tawag doon, it's a collection of events or events. And then finally, you define a probability based on these outcomes. So the probabilities are numbers from 0 to 1. So these three, the composition of the three, it's called a probability space. So a random variable, dinefine natin ito as a function from your sample space at magbibigay ka lang ng number. For example, when you are to throw a die, automatic yon, it's an event. So anong magiging outcome nun will be you are assigning a number. So in this case, obvious kasi sa die mo, it's six-sided, you can put a numerical value for each of the sides. So tossing a coin, ganun din. You can come up with tossing a coin, then try to look at if you assign 0 for the heads and 1 for the tails, then kung ito-throw mo dalawang coins and ang magiging outcomes nun, it can be 4 possible outcomes. So meron kang values of 0, 1, and 2. So therefore, if you take the sum of the resulting value on the sides. So we have some examples of all of these experiments. One of this, if you consider tossing a die, tapos ang random variable mo is you take the sum of all of the outcomes ng dalawang die na yon on top. So therefore, ito yung mga possible na magiging outcomes and we were able to show some experiments when we want to simulate it. So lumabas yung probability distribution na what we are looking for. So ito yung outcome ng experiment when we take the sum of the outcome of the heads, of not the heads, yung mga faces. Ito naman yung absolute difference. So parang ibabaliktad mo, ito yung magiging result niya. Okay. And also, we were able to define what you call a cumulative distribution function. It's quite theoretical ito. Kasi a cumulative distribution function is magbibilang ka ng probability mo of all of the outcomes before a particular yung parang boundary. In this case, ang boundary natin is of the value x. So parang sinasabi natin, okay, ano yung magiging random variables mo before excess at anong probability nun. So therefore, that is actually the cumulative probability distribution function. And the last time we have had our definition of a cumulative distribution function, gumamit tayo ng symbol ng indicator function. Meaning indicator function is simply 1 if it's within this set. In this case, itong set na sinasabi natin, 1 yan. Otherwise, sa labas yan, magiging 0. So it's parang a compact way of presenting a function to indicate especially kung merong kang piecewise type of functions. So ito yung pinaka-compact way of doing it. So using your indicator functions. So now, some of the properties of our cumulative distribution function, we were able to define that. So hindi ko na to, dadaanan lang natin. By the way, Joshua, were I able to give you this note ba? Wala pa.
Hindi ka natapos.
Sige, papadala ko at the end of our lecture kasi dudugtungan ko na lang yung magiging ano natin, discussion this afternoon. Okay, so now, let me introduce this afternoon two kinds of probability distribution when you are dealing with a random variable that is discrete in nature. So anong probability distribution nun? And when you have a random variable na continuous in nature. So for example, if you're considering the probability of the temperature would be greater than 34 degrees. So that's an example of a random variable that is continuous. So let me define first in a theoretical manner what is a discrete random variable. So let me write this down. A discrete random variable. And then later, we will accompany this with its respective probability distribution or yung definition niya. So when you're talking about a random variable, x, we defined this last time to be a function from your sample space to a particular number. So again, ang ibig niya lang sabihin nito, you are assigning a number to samples, elements. So for it to be a discrete random variable, dapat yung magiging outcome niya, let me write this down, x of omega is a countable element. Okay. Anong ibig sabihin natin ng countable element? Naalala mo pa when we had our introduction earlier, when you're talking about countable sets and uncountable sets, meaning mga sets na to that you can assign your set of natural numbers para maibibilang mo siya discretely. And sometimes, when you're talking about countable set, it doesn't mean to be finite. Pwede yon infinitely many, pero countably many. For example, the set of natural numbers, infinite yon, from 1, 2, 3, up to infinity. Pero countably many kasi may bibilang mo discretely ang 1, 2, and so on. How about the set of integers? Countable din ba yun?
Abo.
Yes. Kasi pwede mo siya ma-arrange this way. 0, 1, 1, negative 1, 2, negative 2, 3, negative 3, and so on. Pwede mo siya mabilang that way. And you can assign a natural number for each of this, yung sunod-sunod ng mga numbers. So therefore, you have a countable set. So yun ang ibig sabihin when you're talking about a discrete random variable. You can have a finite number of elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can have infinitely many elements pero countably many. So countable lang siya. So in this case, what we're saying is this. Ay, sorry. Dali lang, nawala yung yung na-touch ko siya kasi. Me close this again. Close ko lang muna to screen ko. Oops. For a while lang, Joshua. And let me, wait.
So black, pag-close nyo po, black na rin yung screen sa lahat.
Oo nga eh.
No,
Let me, saan yan? QuickTime Player and movie recording. Ayan. Hi.
ano po na, may clone po, dalawa po sa
Okay, and full screen. Okay. Medyo sensitive kasi yung wire na ginagamit ko. So anyway, what we're saying is this. When you have your sample space, omega, and if you take the union of all of these sample space, medyo i-define ko lang to nicely. Okay? Such that x of omega is equal to x sub n. That is, I can rewrite this as the union of n, may n yan na index. X is equal to x sub n. Meaning, ang ibig niya lang sabihin, ang laman ng omega mo, discretely many. So, it can be, ayan, ang cardinality nito, kung anong laman nito, it can be finite, so tawagin natin n, or it can be infinitely many. I don't know kung familiar ka sa tinatawag na Aleph null.
yes po. Yung
Yan.
yung basic infinity yata po.
Yes, yung masasabi yung lowest infinity.
Opo.
Tapos medyo trivia to, kung maalala mo pa, may isang another infinity yung tinatawag na continuum. So isulat ko dito. Kung meron kang Aleph null,
Yung po na yung omega 0 yata po.
hindi siya omega. Ang omega actually, it's called the ordering. Nag-order ka. So another naman yan na description about the set. Pero ito naman, ang tinatawag kong continuum, parang letter C siya. Yan. To indicate, ito naman yung cardinality ng mga set of real numbers. Okay? So halimbawa, ano mga cardinality ng set of real numbers? Say for example, if you take the cardinality of the set of real numbers, This is ano to? The continuum, the cardinality of the number from 0 to 1, it's a continuum. Meaning to say, it's a way of counting mga hindi countable. So that's the two types of infinity. The aleph null, tapos yung continuum. So isulat ko siya, aleph null, kasi medyo Hebrew to na ano, na
Ano po siya? Mas pag ganun po yung una.
anong mas maganon?
Parang yung una po pag ganito po. Kung nakita na po yung sa camera ko po.
Okay, okay.
Dito po yung curve. Tapos sa taas naman, ganito po.
Ay, ano, hindi ko nga alam yung paano siya i-draw eh. Basta parang ganon, German letter kasi yung ginagamit.
Hebrew po na. Ay, parang
Yung sa Hebrew. Ito naman, yung sa Hebrew. I don't know kung paano siya i-draw. Pero there's a question. Di ba may dalawa ka ng infinity? Is there an infinity in between?
yung ano po na.
Alam mo to, naalala mo to yung klaseng ang hypothesis na to?
Ah, ano po, wala yata po na. Yung sinabi, di yata po alam kung if there could be.
Ayan. Ang tawag dito, it's the continuum hypothesis. Actually, tanong to ni ni George Cantor or Georg Cantor. Kung meron ba in between? At hindi niya nasagot and it's only in the 1950s na naisagot ito ni Paul Cohen at ni Kurt Gödel. So, parang basically sinasabi niya lang in general, the mathematics so far na alam natin, hindi niya kayang sagutin na totoo ito o hindi to totoo. Parang sinabi niya lang na hindi natin masasagot in our lifetime. So, yun lang naman ang ibig sabihin.
Ano ba po yung symbol po na ng ano mo, ng continuum?
Let me see. I could look for that in the internet. Sorry. Ayan.
Parang, I think, baliktad ba mo? Or ano mo? Parang, di ba po best? Ano po yung ano?
Symbol. Parang
Okay.
continuum. Wala. Wala. Continuum German letter. Sige, German letter.
Ayun. Tang, tang, tang.
Ito beta to eh, pero hindi
EZ
yan ang
po. Iba po
continuum
yun.
eh.
EZ.
Saan ba yan? Oops. Accept all cookies. Uy, accept all cookies. Ito yung sa ang Aleph Null, di ba? Yan.
Ano po?
Aleph Null. Ito pala, yan. Ito yan, continuum.
Ayun.
Parang letter C siya. Another way na pagsusulat ng continuum, ito actually siya yon. Meaning 2 raised to Aleph Null because it's the power set of the collection of all the subsets of the set of natural numbers. Parang yun ang yun yung ibig niya sabihin. So, yun. Ito yung continuum na symbol na ginagamit. Okay. So, yan. So, medyo trivia lang yan. So, the continuum hypothesis. So, in this case, what we're saying, if you're talking about countable set, it can be finitely many, or it can be infinitely but countable. So, yan. So, now, if you take the probability, kung kukunin mong probability nito, if you take the probability of all of the sample space, what do you think would be the probability equal to?
Mm,
Lahat ng sample space na, kinuha mo na. So, anong probability nun?
kung ano po dapat, one?
Ito, para umpisa natin, what's the probability of a null event? Walang may nangyari. So, anong probability nun?
Zero? Wala.
Zero.
Wala.
Oh,
Something must happen. So, yan, if sabihin dapat one, kasi something must happen.
yan. Meaning, posible talaga na mangyayari because it's the collection of all of your sample.
Yung po na parang there's something must happen.
That's correct. So therefore, in this case, ang ginagawa lang natin actually is we are actually summing all of the probabilities of each of the sample points. So kukunin mo yung lahat-lahat ng sum na yan. So therefore, the sum of the probabilities must be equal to 1. Okay? So in this case, we can now define what you call a discrete density function. And we'll have many examples of this later. Okay? So let me define what is a discrete density function. So we write a discrete density function in this form. Ito yung susulat natin yung magiging itsura niya. This is just the probability of an event X such that it's equal to some value X sub j. If X is equal to X sub j, where j is from 1 to up to, say, some n up to infinity. Depende ha. So ang n mo, it can be finite or it can be infinitely, goes to infinity. Or magiging zero siya if X is not equal to X sub j. So yun ang ibig niyang sabihin. Okay? Ng probability density function mo. So, if you consider yung cumulative, meaning iipunin mo lahat-lahat ng mga probabilities mula sa baba hanggang pataas, so we use the capital letter F to indicate our cumulative. Susulat ko dito ang CDF based from your probability density. Meaning, kukunin ko ang summation ng lahat ng mga small f mo, x sub n, where ang magiging index mo are the set of natural numbers such that x sub n is less than or equal to x. So yan. Yun ang ibig niyang sabihin. So meaning, what we're saying is that you take f of x sub 1 plus f of x sub 2 up and so on until meron kang f of x sub n. Okay, so yun lang naman ang cumulative density function. Say for example, at least ang isang example ng tinatawag natin probability ng discrete density function is when you try to toss two dice. So halimbawa, let's consider itong natin sa taas, ano ba 'yan? Ito, nung binato mo yung dalawang dice, so it gives you somehow a distribution. So ang magiging itsura ng distribution natin look like this. Ito yung itsura niya. So let me, if you can remember, maalala mo ito yung mga values na yan, pwede natin isulat yan. So let us write this down. Okay, here. So when let x of ij be equal to I plus j, where I and j are values from 1 to 6. So sulat natin ha. So ito yung tables ng mga probabilities na sulat ko. So all the possible outcomes ng x natin, it's actually anong pinakamababa na sum? 2, no? 2, 3,
1, 1, 1 ah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and finally 12. Okay. Tapos yung probability density mo are as follows, yung mga values. So anong ang pinakamababa? Naalala niyo pa? That's
Pinakamababa mo.
Tama
1, 1 mo. So,
isa lang yan, 1, 1 out of the 36 all possible combination. Next, 2 over 36.
Hanggang ano pa na? Mag-peak po siya sa 6 yata mo.
Hanggang 6, tama. So, we can verify actually na ito yung pinakamataas kasi to produce 7, you need 1, 6, 6, 1, 2, 5, 5, 2, ano pa? 3, 4, 4, 3. So, yan, tama. Yun na. Then, bababa na siya ulit. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ayun. Ito yung cumulative, not cumulative. Ito yung f of x mo. So meaning, if you are looking for, say for example, f of x of 5. So meaning, you're looking for the probability that your random variable is equal to 5. So therefore, the answer must be 4 over 36. Pero if you are looking for the probability or the cumulative probability of x of 5, this is equal to what?
Ano po na? Mga 4 out of 36. So, kung ano, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10 out of 36.
So that's, tingnan natin, 10 lang ba?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, amo.
So we can compute, try natin. Meaning what you're looking for, balikan natin ng definition mo kanina nito. So therefore, what we are looking for is lahat-lahat ng mga probabilities mo less than or equal to 5. So yan ang hinahanap mo. So meaning, you're looking for f of x of 1 plus f of x of 2 plus f of x of 3 plus f of x of 4 and finally, f of x of 5.
Okay.
So magiging, this is equal to what?
15 over 36.
That's correct. So 15 over 36. So yun lang. Yun lang parang practical example ng tinatawag natin probability density, meaning actual value ng probability. Tapos kung cumulative cumulative probability distribution, isa-sum up mo lang siya hanggang kung saan yung magiging boundary mo. Okay? So that's one example. And there are many examples na pwede nating which we can cite for a discrete distribution function, and we will have that as an example later. But take note, I want you to consider the properties of a discrete density function. So tawagin ko na lang siyang DDF, hindi DDS, DDF, discrete density function. Okay, first, of course, since this is a probability, so ang value niya palagi must be greater than or equal, or greater than 0. Okay? For j from 1, 2, 3, and so on. Kailan lang ito magiging 0, by the way? Ang f of x mo to be 0. For situations, when x...
Ano po na x is, wala po na. Nothing.
Wala. Oo. So in other words,
M.
hindi siya part ng sample points.
Apo, hindi po siya kasama.
And then finally, what if you will add all of these probabilities? By the way, may x yan, may x yan, x ito. If you will add all of this probability for all of the j's, this is equal to
1 daw.
magiging
1 po.
1. That's correct. Otherwise, kung hindi to totoo, kung isa dyan mali, so therefore it's not a probability function, particularly a discrete probability function. Okay. So ito na muna ang discrete random variables. Next. Kung meron tayong discrete random variables, may tinatawag tayong continuous random.
So ito po yung kanina po, pero yung ano nga po, hindi po siya countable.
That's right. So, halimbawa, yung sinasabi natin kanina, like temperature. So, yan, that's an example. Let me write this down. X, let me see, kung may naglagay ako ng line. I don't need that for the line. Okay, so X is said to be a continuous random variable if there exists a function f of x such that medyo I'll be using some calculus notations. So yan. Parang yung sinasabi niya lang, sa calculus meron tayong tinatawag na prime, nalimutan kong term, primal dual ba? Parang hindi eh. Parang ang antiderivative at ang derivative niya, parang ganun yung idea. What we're saying is this. Yung if you take the integration ng small function f mo, makukuha mo yung cumulative density function niya. So if you take the derivative of your cumulative density function, makukuha mo ang kanyang probability density function.
Fundamental
Familiar ka
theorem.
sa ano? Again,
Fundamental theorem of calculus po?
that's correct. Actually, yun ang sasabihin ko sana. Inunahan mo lang ito. So, that's correct. You're talking about the fundamental theorem of calculus. Parang, that's the reason why you nag-bridge between the derivative and the integration. Kasi, nakwento ko sa iyo, di ba? Alam mo saan mas nauna? The derivative or the integration?
Derivative yata ba?
In fact, actually, it's the integration.
Okay.
Noong panahon pa ng mga Greeks, alam nila na mag-integrate. Pero syempre, hindi nila
Mas,
sinasabi yun yung
parang
such.
mas, parang mas, ano siya, mas intuitive po to yung ano po na yung maga-volume. Pero yung
That's correct. Finding a volume, finding an
derivative,
area.
less ano po siya, parang less geometrically, ano na, yung ano po, less geometrically nandun. Parang
That's correct.
hindi po nila na-access masyado. Yung integral, meron na po silang reason to use it.
That's correct. Actually, yun ang ano yun ang parang intuitive meaning nun ng ng paghahanap ng volume, paghahanap ng area, it's actually you're integrating. So kaya nung unang panahon, nauna. Tapos here comes Leibniz, here comes Isaac Newton, na discover nila ang derivative. Pero nung huli na, nahuli na nila na-realize, there's a connection between the two pala. So, that's a fundamental theorem of calculus. I think it was, kung tama ako, search mo lang kung baka mali ako, si Carl Friedrich Gauss
Oo
was
ba?
able to first prove yung fundamental theorem. Part 1 and part 2 yun Dalawang parts. Okay. So, yun. If
So
you're
parang
talking
ito
about,
na yun po pala, parang it makes sense po yung cumulative kasi po parang it's the sum of everything under it. So parang it makes sense na it's an integral po.
that's correct. Tama. Pero ito Joshua, hindi lahat ng mga function would be a probability or a continuous probability function. Kasi ang consideration natin, yung big capital F natin dito must be a CDF or a cumulative density function. So, para masasabi natin na ang small letter f natin of x is a probability. Sulat ko dito in capital letters, probability density function. And I can cite right away an example of a probability density function. By the way, one example, sulat ko dito one example of a discrete probability density function is actually your binomial theorem. Naalala mo pa binomial theorem mo? If you or the binomial distribution and choose R. I think may ano lang ako dito. I need to rewrite my notation. Let me see. Susulat ko lang dito ang notation ko. So, ang magiging notation dito is R and P. For this to be N choose R, P raised to R, Q raised to N minus R. So it's an example of a probability density function. Kasi if you take the summation of all of these R from 0 to N of f of x of R and P, this is equal to 1. Mapoprove natin to later. This because of the binomial theorem. Puprove natin yan later. Okay. So, that's for the discrete. Pero ito naman, for the continuous, an example, ang classic actually example, would be this function, f of x is equal to 1 over square root of 2 pi sigma e raised to negative 1/2
Yes, opo.
x minus mu over sigma quantity squared. So, ano to?
Yung ano po, yung probability density function po na, yung standard data po. Ano kasi yung tawag po?
Tama. Particularly,
Mm,
tawag dito, the normal.
yung normal po, yung pala yung tawag.
Okay, the normal, probability, density function.
Baka po siya tawag na normal.
It's a good question. It was my first question actually noon. Although hindi siya na directly nasagot, pero it sounds like kasi it's always found in many datasets. It's always found in nature. Kaya parang sinasabi, it's normally found. Nakikita siya anywhere.
Parang it's just common po na. Hindi, pero
Yeah, oo.
siguro it's not really mathematically yung dapat.
True. And it's the most, parang lahat ng mga mathematical explorations, mga mathematical tests, statistical tests that were invented una-una noon. Like, have you heard about t-tests, analysis of variance, and other na mga statistical tests? Nanggaling actually sa normal distribution. So, doon nag-umpisa. Lahat-lahat. And then, medyo marami nang nag-umbento ng mga bagong tests. Like mga non-parametric ones. So these are the equivalent ones. So yun, maybe that's the common notion. Bakit tinawag siya normal? Kasi it's normally found in nature, normally found in many data sets. Okay.
Tama.
So now,
Yeah.
properties na masasabi natin about isulat ko siya. The properties.
Baka ano po na PDF file yung sa ano po, sa document.
Yeah.
PDF.
Ano ang meaning ng PDF? Portable something file? Tama ba yun?
Portable document file siguro.
Document file. Ayun, tama. Pero dito, when you're talking about PDF, probability, density, function. Okay. So first property, dapat greater than 0.
Portable document format po doon.
Yun.
Format. Okay. Thank you for correcting. Portable document format. Okay. Next, if you take...
Di ba po itong file na po sinusulat natin na po is a PDF. So we're talking about PDFs on a PDF.
Yeah, actually. Tingnan nga natin. Isisave ko ito mamaya as PDF. Isisend ko sa iyo. Okay. I don't know. Pero nawiwirdo ako napaka witty yan na joke eh. A PDF within the PDF.
Tama.
Maybe for some baka naboboringan silang ganun. Parang sasabihin na tumawa naman kayo kay Joshua, maawa kayo.
Imagine ko na po eh. Parang
well, alam mo naman sometimes mga joke na ganun, di ba? Napaka-witty, mga huli mo na ma-realize, ayun pala siya. By the way, if I'll take the summation of this function from negative infinity to positive infinity, this is equal to what?
I think 1 yata po siya. May
1.
May proof po yun sa ano. Meron siyang proof.
Makikita. Actually, ipoprove natin yan later. Kung nasa special parametric univariate functions na tayo. Kasi
pwede yata po siya elementarily kumbaga po. Parang normal integration na po. I think possible.
Mag-i-integrate ito na klaseng integration kasi hindi to basta-basta may integrate kung hindi mo alam, kung hindi mo to i-convert into its polar coordinates. So magdo-double integration tayo.
Ay parang sana po yung parang sa yung magiging pi over 2 yata po. Basta yung
ganun. Ayan, matitira na lang dito, magiging 1 over pi over square root of 2 pi, e raised to, magiging 1 ang sigma, ang mu mo magiging 0. In other words, i-normalize natin, standardize ang function na to. And you will learn of that later kasi may isang malaking chapter all about normal distribution. Okay.
1 chapter. Wow.
Isang chapter yan. So now, we are done. Kaka-introduce sa'yo about discrete distribution and continuous distribution. Isa sa mga dapat mong malaman every time mathematically, if you are to study probability, dapat alam mo rin paano hanapin yung tinatawag na expectation or mathematical expectation. Kasi ito yung magiging foundation ng definition ng mean, median mode, or ng averages, or ng mathematical mean natin. So let me first define expectation both as a discrete function And second, as a continuous probability density function. So let me open a new page for this one. Mga 2 more pages. By the way, ingats kayo ha. May bagyo na naman daw na
Ay nga,
that's
kakaulan nga pong sobrang lakas.
Kakaulan na po sa amin ng malakas eh.
dito.
Sobrang lakas po. Talagang ano po, as in parang yung sa labas mo may pool ng tubig na.
Ouch. So kasi parang expected siya na malakas pero ang daan niya would be
Northern
Batanes.
Luzon. Northern Luzon.
Mm.
Kawawa
Feeling ko po ano nyo dyan eh, mararamdaman.
Opo, mararamdaman.
kawawa lagi po dyan yung Cagayan.
Oo.
Laging ano po.
Cagayan, Bicol, gabing salanta nun last time. Okay, so una, let's start with defining what is an expectation. Ito yung discrete form. Discrete form.
Oh.
So we will be using the symbol E of X, meaning expected value of X. This is a symbol. You are to take the summation of X sub I, F of X sub I, where your I can be any index depending sa klase ng probability ng discrete distribution mo. Intindihan muna natin, parang what you are saying here sa discrete density function mo, ito, this is your probability. Probability yan, prob E. Tapos, ito naman, ito yung value ng random variable mo. So, anong ibig niyo sabihin? Meaning, each random variable may nakaakibat na probability. Parang ito. Let's go back here. Bawat random one, for example, random variable 2, ito yung probability niya. So, what we're saying is that 2 times 1 over 36. Okay, that's the first one. Next, ito yung random variable 3. Ito yung probability niya. 3 times the probability. So, ang gagawin mo, multiply each of that, add them together. So, let's do that. At least we can compute for the random case. So, for example, tossing let x ij to be equal to I plus j. So meaning this is the tossing of two dice na ang outcome niya, inad mo lang together. So question, what is the expectation of this? In other words, the average yan later. Ngayon, di ko muna gagamitin ang term na average, expectation value ng x. So kukunin mo ang summation ng bawat isa nun kanina. Ito. Can you take this sum? Memorize mo siya kaagad ba? Can you compute for the sum of the product of the value of the random variable and the probability?
Maybe, pero baka mahirap na po.
Kasi pero pwede natin ma-multiply. Mapapansin mo, numerator lang kailangan mo. 2 times 1 plus 3 times 2 plus 3 times 4. So, gawin natin yan, ha? Okay.
Lahat po for all.
O, yan. Dali
Lahat
lang.
po.
Hanggang 12.
Ayun, okay.
Sige. Pwede natin gawin dito. Yan.
2.
All over 36. Ano nga ang una? 2 times 1.
2, 6.
3 times 2. Plus 4 times 3.
12.
Plus 5 times 4.
40.
Plus, 6 times 5. Plus 7 times 6. Tapos bababa na siya, di ba? 8 times 5. Plus 9 times 4. Plus, 10 times 3. Plus 11 times 2. Plus 12 times 1. So, what's the value?
236 po. Over 36.
Ayun, 236 over 36. Can you simplify this? I think yung decimal form, di ba?
Ano po? 236 over 36.
Ito, magka-calculator ako.
6.5, ano po? Flat.
Ayun. 6.5?
Repeating ba?
Tingnan natin, parang feeling ko ano to hindi siya whole number, kundi hindi siya repeating. Can you check again? Ang numerator lang 236.
236 minus 180. Ay, hindi po kasi 20 over 36 eh. Yung ano po, yung may remain.
Oo. So that's
5
2
over
plus
10 po.
6 plus 12 plus 20 plus 30 plus 42 plus 40 plus 36 plus 30 plus 11 plus 12. 22 plus 12 pala.
240 po over 36.
Ayun, 240 I believe. Let me erase ito ha. Kasi feeling ko kasi hindi siya repeating eh. 240.
Unfortunately, it is also repeating po. So, 6.6666.
Okay. Repeating pa rin siya.
Alam po na, kahit na, even though na may nahanap ng mali, it still doesn't fix the
So ano na lang, I'll let you i-verify ito. 2.67 yan. Approximately 2.67. Meaning, anong ibig sabihin ng 2.67? Naalala, balik tayo sa probability distribution natin. So what you're saying is that ang gitna nito is somewhere here. Ayan. Di ba 2.67 in between ng 6 and 7?
Nawa.
So ang average niya is somewhere sa gitna ng 6 and 7. So ang 6.67 mo, since this is your expected value of your x. Okay? So yun ang ibig niyang sabihin. Meaning, kung babalikan natin ito dito, parang sa bundok natin earlier. Saan yan? Ito. So somewhere it's here. Ayan. Ang average. Ang expected value.
I mean, it makes some sense po na. Parang it should be somewhere there.
Dapat, di ba, ang ano is nasa gitna palagi. Yun yung hinahanap mo na
Pero
value.
problem po is, why isn't it at 7 directly?
Ayan. So, yan. That's the first one. But I want you to compute for, ito naman. Let's change the variable, pero this time, take the absolute difference. So,
Ayun,
yan.
alam ko na po, ayun pala. 252 po over 36.
252. So, na-verify?
Nakalimutan ko po yung 12 eh. So, divide by 36, 7. Sakto po.
So, 252.
Direct mismo sa 7 po.
So, dapat 7. Okay.
Ito po yung ano, yung talaga po dapat. Yung mismo po sa 7, yung peak.
Kaya nga nagtataka ako kanina, parang hindi itong gitna. So, let me erase this.
Oo.
Oops. Erase ko lang muna. So,
Oo.
dapat ang gitna mo, it's 7. So, ito yon. Yan. So, ito rin.
Tinakpan na lang po yung ano, yung dash.
Yun na lang way to to disguise it. Ito yan. Yan. Pati ganon. Yun na lang. Okay, now. Itong papakompute ko sa iyo. Ito naman. Can you copy this? And find for the expected value of
Kasama po yung
x.
0?
Kasama si 0. Yes.
Okay, so wala naman po yan. So,
Di ba 0 times probability? Wala na yan. Pwede natin compute dito. Dito na natin. So, magiging 1 times 10 plus 2 times 8 plus
60 dapat po.
plus 4 times 4 times, ano pa? 5 times 2 over 36. So, how much?
Over 36. 70.
That's 10 plus 26 plus, 42 plus 16. That's 158.
Yeah, 70 talaga po.
72 over 36 ba?
Ano?
So 72 over 36, that's equal to?
2.
2, tama, 2. So
Each.
therefore, what you're saying, ito yung mean. Si 2. Yan. Ito yung expected value of x. Yun ang gitna mo. Yan ang center.
Doesn't seem so.
Although, kung titingnan mo, di ba parang hindi naman siya sa gitna? Pero I want you to look at yung gaano siya kataas.
Kasi
Naalala?
nakuha ko po 70 eh. So, slightly below 2.
So 70 siya, hindi siya 72.
10 plus 16 plus 18 plus 16 plus 10 po na. So, 70.
So mali to. So, magiging
So,
70.
divide
So,
by mga 1.94. So, mga nandun po siya din sa may 2 rin.
divided by 36. So, 1.94. So, let me erase this. So, 1.94. Okay. So, that's it. So, dito, isulat ko na lang the expected value. Sana yan? Yan. Yan. If you take the absolute difference of I and j, so the expected value of this, it's 70 over 36, or approximately 1.94. Okay, so madali siya if you are computing for the discrete ones. Pero yung, ito na naman, may problema. Na-touch ko na naman siya. Let me close
Dapat
this.
lagay na po ng LED screen para hindi na po mahawakan.
Okay, then one more. Let me open this again. QuickTime Player. Kikita mong mukha ko.
May clone po.
And then, ayun. Come on. Ayun. Nice.
Doon pala po siya. Okay.
Okay. Let me close this. Ayan. So now, i-define ko naman kung anong continuous. By the way, ang summation, di ba, it's just an ang integration is just an infinite way of adding yung mga stuff na hindi na siya discrete in nature. So let me, for continuous random variable, so ang expectation mo, so instead of summation, integration of x times f of x dx. So it's the same as the first one, na meron kang, this is your probability, this is your random variable. So therefore, you're also multiplying your probability to the random variable, pero hindi ka na magsasum, mag-i-integrate ka na. So for example, ito, I'll give you na kamusta yung integration mo, Joshua?
Okay naman po.
So let's try ito Let us consider, going kong green. Let us consider na ang x mo be a continuous
Mag-grab ng bank.
random variable such that f of x is this function. Tapos, this is defined from 0 to positive infinity. Ayan. So, ang question, if you are to take the expected value of this random variable x, meaning mag-i-integrate ako ng x times lambda e raised to negative lambda x dx. So ang lambda mo dito, it's just a constant from 0 to infinity. So can you help me integrate this kind of function?
It should be, ano po na, wait, x to the, okay na po, actually na. So, dapat, e to the negative e to the negative lambda x. Gagana kaya yun? Baka na.
I'll give you a hint.
Kung negative e to the negative lambda x, pag dinifferentiate, so, bababa yung negative lambda times x, ano po na?
Pero may x ka
X po na.
Kasi kung lambda lang to, wala tong x, kung wala tong x na yan, So therefore, it can be easily integrated. Pero, ang problem natin may x yan. Na-encounter mo na ba ang tinatawag na
Yes.
integration by parts?
Opo, yung ano na, VDU
Yan.
minus UDV.
So meaning if you integrate u dv, this is equal to uv
UV minus
minus
VDU
v
po.
dio. Yan, yan yung magiging technique natin. So therefore, i-rewrite ko lang to ha. This is lambda kasi ano naman yan, constant. So x e raised to negative lambda x dx. So therefore, ano yung magiging u mo? Ano magiging dv mo? Una.
V is negative.
Don't forget ha. Yung u is
Wait. But dapat hindi na pala nilabas pa yung lambda kasi magagamit pala po siya.
pwede. Yep, we can do that.
Pwede pong dv is negative lambda e to the negative lambda x dx.
Again.
Negative lambda e to the
So gusto mo siyang maging negative, dv mo negative. Pwede ko isulat e raised to negative lambda x. Gusto mo siya magiging negative lambda, dx, parang gano'n?
Hindi ba? Parang ano po, yung mismong, yung ano po, wait, ano. Basta
Kasi
yung,
sabi mo, ipasok natin to.
yung goal ko po is is the, pag dinerive po yung ano, yung e to the negative lambda x. Yun dapat po yung v. V equals e to the negative lambda x.
Ano to? Again. V is equal to e raised to negative lambda
X po.
x. Ayan, pwede din yan. Pero, syempre, because you have a negative lambda, so pwede nating gawin para for ease lang of computation, i-rewrite ko to. Sabi mo, gusto mo ibalik na lang siya, di ba?
No po.
So i-rewrite natin ito as integration from from 0 to this x e raised to negative lambda x tapos d of negative lambda x.
No po.
Para ito magmumultiply ako ng negative dyan. Okay din
Tama.
yan.
Tama.
Ayan. So let me write this. So therefore, meron ka ng, this is your x. Sorry. X ito. So therefore, what is du?
Du is dx.
That's correct. How about your v?
E to the integral of ano na dt.
Tama yung sabi mo kanina. Ano yun? E raised to?
Lambda x na mo.
Ayan, negative lambda x. Kasi yun na nga talaga yung ano eh. Yung ang magiging itsura niya. So therefore, let's use this form. Ito yung isusulat natin. So we can rewrite it here. Pwede isulat natin dyan. So this is uv. So magiging x times
E to the negative lambda x. Yes,
minus
minus integral of e to the negative lambda x with respect to dx. Ayun, yun lang po.
yan. That's correct. So therefore, by the way, this is from 0 to infinity. By the way, pwede na natin to i-evaluate to. Erase ko yan muna ha. So this is equal to e raised, uv, so x e raised to negative lambda x. Evaluate from 0 to infinity minus.
Ano po na? So since kung sa 0 po, 0, 0, 1 lang po na. Tapos ano yung sa infinity? Negative infinity, so therefore 0.
So ayan. So meaning when you substitute infinity, papunta siya 0. So 0 na yun. Substitute mo si 0, 0 pa rin siya. So therefore this is
0 po. Wala po siya.
0 yan. So 0 na yan. Okay. So you are left with the last one. Ito, madali na lang to. So what's this? Ito, yan. That's equal to?
Negative ano po na?
Minus?
Negative e to the negative lambda x over, ano po na, lambda.
Ayan. So e raised to negative lambda x, evaluate mo from 0 to lambda. Pero, remember, dapat medyo may mag-i-insert ka dito ng negative lambda.
Opo.
Tapos wala ka negative lambda, magmumultiply ka ng
1 over
negative
negative.
lambda. So therefore, ito yan. Negative 1 over lambda. At 1 over lambda, 2 bakit sinulat ko? Okay, so evaluate mo yan. Magiging
1 over lambda po na. So, infinity is 1, ay 0, tapos 0 is 1. So,
we're left with
lambda 0, negative 1 over lambda.
negative 1 over... by the way, parang may mali ako dito. Let me see. Parang I have a mistake. Let me see. Negative na to. Wait. Minus. Kasi dapat positive to eh. Hindi to negative eh.
Mm. 0, 1.
I don't need this lambda oh. Pero ganun pa rin no? Bakit siya nag-negative? Kaya nagtataka ako. Dapat
Baka sa
positive to
pinakauna
eh.
po. Parang was it necessary po sa second step po na maglagay ulit ng negative?
I think dito, magpa-positive siya.
Tapos
Kasi,
sa taas po na parang may extra negative sign mo. Kasi
yan, this one.
meron na pong negative lambda, meron na pong negative lambda sa loob ng ng D.
Yes, oo. So, dapat positive siya. Okay. So that this is positive, erase ko na yan siya. So that you are left with 1 over
Lambda mo.
lambda na lang. So therefore, this is the case. The expected value of x is equal to 1 over lambda. Okay. So yun. Yun ang expectation value that we are looking for. Okay? So, for now, ito yung magiging parang jump off natin to understanding later when we are to compute for the mean. Tapos magko-compute tayo na hanapin natin yung standard deviation. Kasi we will be understanding muna anong tinatawag na variance. Pero let me define now what is a variance. Pero sa next natin na meeting, ito yung pag-uusapan natin paano magko-compute ng variance. Kasi every time when you have a probability density function, either for discrete or continuous, palagi mo hahanapin ano ang mean, ano ang variance. For example, halimbawa, let me look for, say for example,
Yung ba R squared?
ang ano?
Ano kasi po yung symbol na R squared ba po? Ano yung inatapon?
R squared, coefficient of determination yon ang tawag. It's later if you study about like relationship of variables or models, ang ginagamit ng R squared to look for ilang percent ba ng data mo would explain the variability of the model. So, yun
Yung gusto ko.
pwede natin pag-usapan later.
Sabi po sa akin, it should be close to 1 dapat po.
Yes, that's correct. So dapat malapit siya sa 1 because ang aim mo palagi, it's 100% of the data set would really explain the model. Pero normally, hindi naman perfect ang data set. So may variability pa rin yon. So kaya hindi yan na-perfect na 1, but it's close.
Ano po yung normal range? Sa akin po, nakuha kasi po mga 0.7, kaya parang pangat ba po tayo?
No, again, normal range?
Yung normal nakita na po sa mga studies. Kung ano ba po.
Well, may tinatawag na 95% confidence interval. So, kung nababasa mo yan, it talks about, like sa mga medicine man, mga medical pamphlets, palagi yan nila sinasabi na we are confident that 95% of our population would best explain these symptoms. So, ganon. So, naglalagay sila ng mga probability distributions noon. So, to understand the probability distribution, di ba, type ko dito si normal distribution. So, kung pupunta ka kay Wikipedia, palagi niyang sasalubong sa iyo about the information of your function. So, kinocompute niya paano hanapin si mean, At paano hanapin si variance? So this is for the normal density function.
So pala po yan, yung median tsaka mode. Sa format.
Yeah. So kinocompute niyan separately. Kasi the normal distribution is a very balanced distribution, kaya mean, median, and mode pareho yan. So
Ah,
same sa center lang siya.
is it the goal ba po? Na maging lahat sila mapareho?
Hindi naman. Depende sa data na meron ka. So, normal distribution, kasi ito yung pinaka-ideal. So, ito yung symmetric. So, siya sa gitna. So, kung anong mode mo, anong median mo, ganun din ang mean na mako-compute.
Na po.
Another one, I think ito yung kinompute natin kanina, the exponential distribution. So, ayan. Ayan.
Ay, ito na pala yung sumamata. Yung
Ito yung kinompute natin. Itong mean na compute natin. So next natin kukumputin is the variance. So paano to naging 1 over lambda squared?
siguro something to do with ano po, derivative po na.
Yes, oo. Kasi itong definition ng let me write the definition of the variance. Susulat ko na lang. Dito, saan na yan? Dito, sa baba. Additional blank page. So variance. Ayun na. Wait. Ayan. Variance. Ang variance mo naman, for discrete distribution, this is the expected value, not expected value, the variance of x can be computed as the sum of x sub j minus expectation of x quantity squared f of x. J pala yan. J is from 1 kung ano siya kahaba. For continuous, ang variance ito of x is the integral of x minus expectation of x quantity squared of f of x dx. Depende sa integration na ginagamit natin. So, these two formula, i-compute natin ulit yung pagtuthrow ng die, hanapin natin ang variance. Tapos kung may exponential distribution ka, yung kanina, yung pinakita ko, kukompute mo rin. At ang labas nito, this is 1 over lambda. So, you can do this on your own using this formula, pero we will be discussing this next meeting sa sunod natin na pag-aaralan. On Thursday pa rin.
Halos pareho lang po pala sila na. Yung isa sa baba lang po kasi continuous integral, sa taas po summation.
Oh, ganun din dito. Tingnan mo. Ito yung summation,
Nga po na, hindi ko pa na-notice.
integral. Yan.
Halos
Yan
pareho.
ang difference niya. Actually, kasi it depends on what type of variable you're dealing with. Kaya, continuous variable, so therefore, integral. Kung discrete variable, summation. So, yan na. Yan ang difference ng dalawa. Alright, so Joshua, for now, this will be my discussion with all of you, with you. So far, do you have any questions?
Wala lang po.
So, see you on Thursday. So, actually, dito lang naman ako sa office. So, online kasi yung class ko na isa. So, after ng class ko, ikaw sunod.
Wala po.
Okay, sir. So,
So,
see you po next week. Next week, sorry. On Thursday.
kamusta na po yung... Yun, may report.